Is everyone all right? Someone says they cannot see me. I think now it's better. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing today? Zarabayat said, good morning, Theo. Good morning, Zarabayat. Larry. Hello, Larry. Good morning, Theo. Good morning, Larry. Ruben said, good morning, Theo. Good morning, Ruben. Stefan sending us good morning. Good morning, Stefan. Tumelo. Good morning, Sir Theo. And all good. Awesome, Tumelo. Larry said, all good here as well. That's brilliant. Mladen sending us good mornings. Good morning, Mladen. Radolf, good morning, all. Good morning, Radolf. I hope you're doing great. Zarabayat said, good morning, Theo. Good morning, Zarabayat. So, guys, as usual, let's go through our risk warning and simply states that this webinar and this content is for general information only and is not intended to provide any trading or investment advice or any kind of personal recommendation. And thank you so much for understanding that. Now, in terms of the weekly fundamental analysis, if you haven't had the opportunity yet to listen to the podcast, I will share the link with you right now so everyone will be able to check it out. So here is the weekly trading podcast. And if you go to our Admirals website, you just go to analytics, see where I touch the mouse here, analytics, weekly trading podcast, and you will find it. Now, there is something, guys, I would like you to know. It's about the market talks with Mr. John Bollinger. I spoke yesterday with him, and trust me, he's preparing some charts to explain you the Bollinger Band. So we're not going to do it only as an interview, like to talk about how trading developed and to give you also his tips, but he will prepare some charts in order to show you actually what's the best usage of Bollinger Bands. So please make sure we have hundreds and hundreds of registrations for so far, and trust me, it's not something you would like to miss. Okay, I'll share the link with you. In 1 hour and in 1 day and 8 hours, we will start it June 29, 1800 broker time. That's Nicosia, Limassol time, Cyprus time, if you prefer, or Athens time. It's the same. Yep. So let me change the screen. And here is the link to register for tomorrow's webinar. Ruben asked, the podcast is the one from the 26th? Yes, the one from the 26th. That's right, Ruben. Francis said, good morning from Gabia. Good morning, Francis. Winston Simeon said, good morning, Theo. I joined your last 5, but didn't understand anything. Oh, my God. All right, Simeon. Are you a beginner trader? I mean, you just start trading? You can let me know. Also, I will write my email address in order to send me some emails, because I understand, guys, in one webinar, in one session, in 30 minutes, I cannot fulfill everybody's trading needs here. Okay, so I think that's my correct email address. Okay, so feel free to send me email. Let me know what you do in your trading, how are you going, and so far. And I will try to understand where you're standing in order to always I try to readjust my webinars according to where you are in your trading journey. Binyam said, good morning. Good morning, Binyam. Cherry, good morning, everyone. Good morning, my friend Cherry. Rumon said hi to everyone. Hello, Rumon. Binyam asked, can you look at Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, pound, Australian dollar, and Australian dollar CHF? Of course, why not? Athena sending the good mornings to all of you. Hello, Athena. I hope you're doing well. Wisdom Simeon says, yes, I want to start trading. I need serious guide. Absolutely, no problem at all. That's our job here. At least that's my job here. Okay, so feel free to send me an email and I will try to help you as much as possible. I'm not sure about my email address is correct, so just give me 1 second to double check, guys. Sorry. I'm better at trading instead of remember my email addresses. So apologies for that. I'll try to double check. It's Theodorou at Admiral Markets. Okay, just 1 sec. So Theodorou.admiralmarkets.com. Okay, yeah, that's correct. So let's have a look at the chart. Let's start with the pound against the US dollar. We struggle around this area of support. The markets, I don't see the markets really taking any direction. And we just see this area of support trying to hold, but it's just a battle between buying and selling pressure. Someone can arguably saying we see more like an equilibrium here. So I'm not that keen to do anything with that. But the euro US dollar, remember yesterday, the markets, they make these move higher highs and higher lows. And we said that this higher high broke to the downside. In technical analysis, we call this non-failure swing because it didn't failure to make a swing to the upside, and then the market make a swing to the downside. So we have a new low in the market, but we don't have a lower low and lower highs to say that we are trending. Remember, guys, I draw the trend line and I left it on the chart, and I said when the price retests the trend line, most likely we're going to see some reaction. All right. And it happened yesterday. We didn't close higher, although the price came to touch at this trend line. The broken trend line that used to be an up trend line, now most likely it's going to act as a down trend line. And if we're going to see a lower low here, maybe we're going to see the price come all the way here. But again, if you ask 100 traders about what's the sentiment in this market, most likely you're going to hear totally variety of answers because there is no clear pattern identified to indicate that we are trending. Next one, Australian dollar, US dollar. We analyze, it's been a few weeks. We are talking about the weakness of the Australian dollar, if you prefer. Here, the market make lower highs and lower lows. We are in a nice trend. That was a no-brainer sell opportunity for price action traders. Market make lower lows, lower highs, and it retest in this weak format of price action. Nice doji candle here at an area of retracement. So from the Asian session this morning, we have some nice sell-off. Let's see if the price is going to come and retest this area of support. But really, these are crystal clear signals for price action and trend traders. We start getting some clarity on the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar. We have this kind of lower low. We have this deep retracements, I can say. The fib retracement tool doesn't really work in this kind of market because we penetrate even the 78.6%. But now a nice sell-off here, lower lows. And guys, what I see many traders, because I told you, not recently, it's been a while, I went back to coaching and I coach a lot of traders. And what do I see? I see that after some traders, they see this move now, and I just give an example, and they start blaming themselves. I didn't see, I should have sold here and blah, blah, blah. Guys, if you go back in the real time, you're analyzing this market without knowing this price action, okay? And you see that the lower lows and pretty much lower highs, but we talked about that yesterday. This impulse move, this extension move, it made a lower low, and then we have this retracement here, and all the sellers, if the market it has the imbalance and the sellers are dominating and we have lower lows and lower highs, it means we have a downtrend. The retracements should be kind of shallow, and the force should be more obvious on the downside. Like I will go back to the Australian dollar against the US dollar. You see here how the sellers, they dominating the market, and then this retracement here by the buyers, look at the bodies, the white bodies, they are so small. It means that buyers are not in control. That's a very simple, basic, fundamental understanding. So you have to start paying attention to the markets you're analyzing and understand the recent market behavior. Now, what I see many traders, they do, they try to zoom out a bit and try to see what the market is doing here. Let's say you trade on the 12-hour time frame or on the daily chart, and you have here the 10th of February. For God's sake, 10th of February, what are you looking at 10th of February? What do you want to know from 10th of February? All right, we care only about the recent market activities as retail Forex traders. When you read on courses and on channels on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever, on YouTube, you see you have to look back at history and history repeat itself. Yes, but these traders here, what they don't tell you is that maybe these traders here, they are not participating in this market here. Simple as that. So if these traders, they bought the market and they push the price higher, and if they were here as well, here they bailed out. They didn't buy. Here they didn't buy. Here, maybe most likely they're not going to buy. All right. So most important, when we do chart analysis in Forex trading, it's a totally different mindset, totally different approach, guys. Okay, don't get confused with if you are trading stocks with leverage and all this stuff. When we trade Forex, it requires different approach. We zoom out a little bit to understand where are support and resistance levels and to put them as boundaries in the market. So if I'm selling and there is a support underneath, I'm going to be cautious and I'm going to act accordingly. I'm going to plan my trade when the price comes at the support to either get my profits out of the table or to act based on my plan. All right. Same with resistance. So, and at many times, we're not going to be able to trade between support and resistance because the pattern is either not clear or it's not there, and the price doesn't give us the entry. The market doesn't give us the entry we want in order to take the trade. So it's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Any questions so far? Biniam asked Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. So pretty much you are heavily on the Aussie. You are shorting the Aussie as far as I understand. So let's move on quickly to the US dollar JPY. Uptrend, it's still intact. So no reason to start selling. All people they sold here, they got stopped out. People they sold here, of course, they got stopped out. Some people, they're going to try again. A huge mistake I see from traders. Guys, pay attention to this. Currently, we are looking at the daily chart and we see this price action. I will zoom in a little bit. This price action here, do you guys see it? This price action. So traders, they get the false information from the market because they think, now this candle is selling off. It doesn't selling off. The candle didn't end it yet. This candle, it's still developing. This candle will finally develop after, what time it's now? 9:50 broker time, after 10, 11, 12, 15 hours and 10 minutes. You're going to know what is happening with this candle. If you go down to the 5-minute chart, you can say after 5 minutes that this candle will be developed and it's the final shape. So you understand the candlestick pattern, but you don't see this one and say, okay, now it's for sale. It's not. It didn't end it yet. Okay. So be careful with that. USD Canadian dollar, the weakness is still going. I believe there is more room to go to the downside, to be honest, but we will see what's going to happen. It doesn't mean because I believe that that's going to happen as well. Euro JPY in an uptrend. So if you go to the lower time frames, here is a great example for you. You see an uptrend here. Market is making higher highs and higher lows. We don't know when it's going to end it, but if we go to the 5-minute chart, why to start buying right now? Sellers are in control in this time frame. In order to start buying, we want to see higher highs and higher lows. We want to see trend in the time frame we're going to execute. That's something traders, they get it wrong all the time because they think the higher time frame is screaming buys. I go to the lower time frame and I just, that's a nice bullish engulfing candle, I will buy. No, you want higher highs and higher lows to buy. So you have to wait for this downtrend to resume into an uptrend, if it's going to resume to an uptrend. Pound JPY, the same, still in this upward momentum. Australian dollar JPY, Australian dollar very weak. I wouldn't even think to start buying it right now. Although on the lower time frames, if we identified some sort of double bottoms, but I really believe there is an area of support down here. So, yep, that's my bias. Pound Australian dollar, let's go to the daily chart. We have this area of resistance here, very strong area. On the weekly chart, we can see that it's a strong area of resistance. On the daily chart or on the 4-hour chart, we can understand on the 4-hour chart, if we're going to break and close above this area of resistance, then it looks like it's a real breakout. But if not, then we're going to start looking for maybe ways to get involved to the downside. So this is now, it's kind of topping. It's a topping pattern, double top. You see, it's been developed from the 24th of May. Now it's 27th of June, 1 month apart. Absolutely fine, double top, but we need a price action confirmation to tell us that it's a double top. Also, we have bearish or negative divergences on pretty much all the indicators. So it's a strong signal, not signal, it's a strong indication that this market might sell off. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. On the weekly chart, we had this nice bearish candle, although we are sitting right at the support. Next support is down here based on this weekly chart. If we go to the daily chart, the market is right at support. I don't know what's going to happen. We do have some divergences, bullish divergences on the indicators, but it's not the bullish divergence that will determine if we're going to buy a market. Okay, it's bullish divergence. They act as a caution of not to sell in the market, but it's not a buy signal. Okay, I'm just telling you exactly how the indicators work, because many people, they see, it's a bullish divergence, we're going to buy. No. Are you on support? Do you have price action that shows reverse, or do you have a double bottom chart pattern, something to back up this bullish divergence? Bullish divergence, simply they say, okay, this move is not, this impulse move to the downside, it's not as strong as the previous impulse move to the downside. In this case, this down move, it's not that strong with this compared to this down move, and maybe the market is not going to break to the downside. That's what the divergence indicates. And before we go to the gold and the DAX, let's have a look at the Australian dollar, Swissy. On the weekly chart, here are what I like on the weekly chart is that market is bottoming and bullish divergence on the RSI indicator. But we go to the daily chart and we try to see what's going on here. We have this support zone. I would like to look for buys and back up the divergence only if the price comes at support and get rejected. So for now, please understand that on this time frame, there is no trend, there is no range. It's like we are in the middle of nowhere. If the market comes and touches this area of support and got rejected, then high chances we're going to see move to the upside. But right now, it's in the middle of a non-recognized pattern. At least that's how I see it. Everyone sees the way in a different way. Yesterday we talked about the gold, and yes, we have this the rejection here at this resistance worked pretty well. So today we really expect to see some more continuation to the downside. WTI, again, let's see if this is going to be an accumulation area. And let's have a look at the DAX and get ready for our trade today. So let's clean up the charts here. Yesterday, we had this high here. We had this low. Although we bounced from this support yesterday, I got a losing trade, to be honest. Although it could end up a winner, but anyway, it was a losing. I decided to close it. I closed it, and that's all. No issues with that. So we are sitting at this resistance area here, and there is a support at this. There is a resistance here, and then there is another resistance from the previous candle high here. This support, I will draw it with this line. Okay. Yep. So ideally, I will prefer to sell instead of buy this market. Why? Because here it's a resistance, and we're about 10, couple of minutes before the London Open. I prefer to avoid buying the resistance. So I would prefer to be a seller in this market. Gold, we talked about the gold spinning top, but needs another candle to confirm, right? Ruben, you are absolutely right about the spinning top. Florin asked to have a look at the NASDAQ. We will have a look. Let's just focus now on the DAX. Okay, so we see a breakout on the 1 minute candle prior to the London Open. So that's 15,915. Okay, so ideally I would like to go for a sell because that's a resistance, and as I said, I don't want to buy the resistance. Now, if the market will keep rallying, because as we said, support and resistance are meant to break for trends to be continue. If it's going to break to the upside and continue pushing higher, totally fine. But I'm not interested to buy the resistance. That's all. Economas said that DAX will go down fundamentally and DAX change the trend. Okay. All right. I'm out of the trade. I'm out of the trade. I got another losing trade today, guys. The market didn't break to the downside and sustain. So that's what it is. Let's have a look at the DAX. Sorry, at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ weekly chart. Here it's a resistance at this point. And let's check the daily chart. We are in an uptrend. I don't see any trend line break. If we try to get another one, here is the low, another lower low. And yeah, still in an uptrend. We will see if the market it's going to put a new low here, if it's going to break this low point and it's going to break below the trend line, we will say that we are in a downtrend. But now it's a nice bullish engulfing at this point, and maybe we're going to see some more continuation. So WTI, we comment on WTI that the market is just moving sideways. Of course, at some point, guys, it's going to break either to the upside or to the downside. DAX 40, it looks like it falls break this resistance area. That was the top. Anyway, I got a losing trade. I didn't like it, to be honest. But again, I'm here also to show you that when we get losing trades, yes, we don't like it, but we have to accept it because this is in the trading nature. All right. There is it's nothing wrong to get losing trades. And again, we don't like it, but that's a part of trading. Okay. And if you guys see that the price is moving up and down in a nonsense environment, you don't try to get revenge in the market and say, because I was a seller here and the market broke to the upside, now I'm going to try to become a buyer, but maybe the market is just moving sideways. Who knows? It's not clear all the time. Zarabayad asked Theo, do you do mentoring one-on-one? Yes, I do, Zarabayad. M321 said, but losing trades are 30 pips and winning trades only 10 pips. No, it's not always the case. When I do scalping, M321, I don't know if you watch the webinars every day, but I said that when I do scalping, my strategy for scalping is I have a fixed lot size and I go with pips, like because I win more than what I lose. At the end, the winners, they totally cover the losing. That's how I feel more comfortable to trade scalping. When I do, though, position trading, like swing trading, it's always I go for 3-1. I say we go also for 2-1 if we want to go, but I 99 of the times I go only for 3-1, so I get too many losing trades. But okay, 3-1, it's always in my favor overall. Okay. For example, yesterday it wasn't 30 pips, or sometimes we get 20 pips, 15 pips, and so on. So we talked about the gold, right? On 4-hour charts, if we're going to break below this low point here, now we are at support, on a daily support. If we're going to break below, then definitely we're going to look for more continuation to the downside. All right, guys, any other questions? Yesterday, we got dropped out, all of us, from the webinar because it was another webinar. There is another webinar, actually, and I didn't know that we ran out of time, and so they were starting the webinar. So if you wonder that I just shut down the webinar and I didn't say bye, no, that wasn't the case. So now I try to be more consistent with the time. All right, guys, I would like to wish to everyone to have a great day ahead. And I look forward to see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much.